Yo, what's going on, boys? My name is Fulak, and today's video will be based towards beginners and how they can improve. I'm doing a complete video series on how you can go from a beginner to an advanced builder, editor, and such. This video series will consist of me having a virtual keyboard on screen for you guys to see what buttons I'm pressing, and I am also recording in 240 frames per second, so when I slow down, it will look smooth and easy for you guys to see what's happening. With that explanation out the way, this video is directed towards complete beginners who have just started the game, or people who have been playing the game quite a while but just don't know how to build. So to get started on this beginner's guide, I will have to do an explanation about the core mechanics and such. So there are core mechanics of the game, which this game is built around the building mechanic. You have these builds called a wall, a cone, a floor, and a ramp. These builds can help you, and if you combine these builds together, you can defeat an opponent. Another mechanic is editing, where you can edit builds, and each build has their own unique little editing style. What I will do, I will show you how building works, and I will slow it down in slow motion with the 240 FPS. Next thing is your settings / keybinds. These are very important in the game. Highly recommend looking towards your building keybinds, okay? We've got wall, floor, stair, roof, and your editing building edit keybinds. These are important. Make sure you have these to something that suits you and feel comfortable. You can base yours off mine. I got my wall and my stair on my side button, my floor on my middle mouse button, just pushing it down normally, and roof on as C. And then I've got my building edit as F because it's closer to my movement binds. Highly recommend using F, E, or Shift, Q, something close to your keyboard. This is probably the most important bind for keyboard and mouse players, and you guys have to use this. But in your building edit, on your second or building edit bind, you have to click this and scroll down or up. For reset building edit, you have to go to the second box here, click it, and change it to the same scroll up or down as building edit. So if you have scroll down on building edit, you want to have scroll down on reset building edit, and vice versa. What this does, if I have an edited build, you can see in the keyboard cam, but I've only scrolled down to reset this. Now for controller, highly recommend using Builder Pro. You can use a custom where you have like double edit binds or something, but highly recommend basing your building or your building binds on Builder Pro. Now in your settings, make sure you always have this turbo building function on, okay? This just makes the game a whole lot easier. If you want to be faster at editing and make the game much easier for you to learn, if you feel you're not already used to anything, then highly suggest turning this on. It makes editing so much more easier, and I ran this for 2 years until recently. If you're already used to not using it and you think it's fine, I highly recommend keeping it off. There's a whole lot of opportunities with both. Then last is this video setting. Make sure you have performance mode. Basically it gives you way better frames, input delay and stuff. Low mesh is for lower PCs, and if you want better input delay or just like the textures. High meshes if you want to have more visibility and more intel and such. Now that we got the boring stuff out the way, let's get started. So the first thing is basically just getting used to your building binds and knowing which builds do what. So just for starters, just get used to building each and every individual build and just place it anywhere. Once you understand what buttons you have to press for your building, get started with just a simple ramp. Like you just want to ramp up. This can easily get you high ground, and you can shoot down upon your opponents from above. What you have to do for this, you just pull out your ramp button, and once you've pressed your ramp button and pulled out your ramps, you just press click. Now once you press it, you hold down click and it'll continuously build. Now this next thing will be using that same ramp, however we're going to add a little protection so they have to shoot out more if they were to shoot you out. Look how I can just shoot this and it'll just completely break you down. What you're going to do, you're going to place a ramp and a wall, so it's going to look like this. So what you have to do for starters, pull out your ramp, press and hold down click, and keep it held down. Now pull out your wall, and after that you just straight away pull out your ramp, and you just pull wall and then pull out your ramps again. And now if you have this happen where the wall hits you, that's because you didn't switch back to your ramp fast enough. One little trick I have is after you place the wall, straight away pull back to your ramp. So get in your mind to straight away pull back to your ramp, and you can see how fast I'm switching. Okay, once you're used to your ramp and your walls, I want you to get used to your floors. Try learning to build a floor, stand on this floor, and do a full 360 spin to protect yourself horizontally. Now to protect yourself vertically, all you have to do is finish the roof, and there you have a simple box. So what this looks like in fast motion is just a full spin and a little floor above. To get started, all you have to do, pull out your floors, get used to pulling out your floors and place it down. Once you've done that, pull out your wall, press and hold down click and just spin in a full 360. Then pull out your floor and place it down. Now, if you want to make it easier, all you have to do, just hold out your walls and get used to the quick spin, and then just get another floor down, get ready, quick spin, and get used to this. Once you're used to that, try getting a floor down and then getting the walls down and a quick spin. And once you're used to that, do the quick spin and finish it off with a floor above. Now, once you're used to your floor, your walls and your ramp buttons, what you can do now is a good ramp rush. This is a bit more advanced for the beginners, however, you can easily get used to this. All you have to do is just hold down ramps and try to build ramps. Now, the next thing to do is a floor first and then a wall after. And this is what it looks like in fast motion. Now what you need to do, you just place your ramp, your floor, and then wall, and then same trick with the ramp wall rush, to not place a wall or floor above you now, in this case, is just to place the ramp, floor, wall, and after you place the wall, straight away switch back to your stairs. That way you don't have any like accidents with placing builds above you like this or like that and such. Okay, next up is being able to do a 90. This is what these beginner 90s will look like and what you can expect. And these are really great for going for high ground. To get started, what we'll need is to pull out our ramps and build a ramp, okay? Now after this, we want to just build the walls and block ourselves off intentionally. And the reason why it's called a 90 is because you look 90 degrees to your right, and then you jump up and place a ramp. I'll show you one more time again. So wall in front of you, 90 degrees to your right, another wall, jump up and place a ramp. And you just want to kind of get this kind of down. Now, quick little tip is to only jump twice with your 90s and try get used to being able to get close to this wall and just get pushed up normally by the stairs. That way you don't have to jump with the 90. This is going to expand on our boxing, and it's going to implement the cone bind now. When you go to build your floor above, I'll just build a new box. I'll do it how you guys should do it, like this. When you go to build your floor above, you also want to place a cone above, and if you can, try to fight with a cone in your box. Is being able to edit the cone like this, so it's blocking the opponent from being able to shoot you easily, because if they break down this wall, they'd be able to shoot you instantly. But now that you have this cone here, and if you're standing above this cone like such, then when they shoot out the wall, they also have to shoot out this cone, and you have more time to react. You can do the same with a ramp, but however the ramp, you need to keep flipping it in a direction where it's easier to just reset the cone and then have a direction like this. So expanding on the 90s, we already know. Right now we're doing 90s without a floor. However, what we're going to do now is we're going to add a floor and then place our ramps, and it's going to look like this. Here it is slowed down. Here you can see that I'm doing two 90s with a jump, and then the third 90 I do not jump, and that is because there is a jump fatigue. What you're gonna do the same thing for the normal 90, but instead of going straight to the ramp now, you're gonna look down, pull out your floors before looking down, and this is gonna build a floor below you, and then you're gonna look down to build the ramp as well. So it's gonna kind of look like this. 90s are essential because they're the fastest way to get up and high quick, so you can get high fast as building. So to get us started, we're going to get used to just doing a single edit. So you're going to place a ramp and intentionally block yourself off with the floor, but you're going to press your edit bind, you're going to click, and you're going to confirm the edit. What you can do two tiles to make it easier and for your camera to go through and not get a bit confused, or you can do this where it's a bit weird with your camera, but it still works. You can get used to editing. Now without confirm edit and release, you're going to have to press your edit bind, click, and confirm with your edit bind again. But if you if you do use confirm edit and release, if you look in the keyboard cam, I only have to press my edit bind and click, and once I let go, it confirms the edit. Now with this you can do much like instant edits compared to without it. Now I haven't used it for quite a while, so I'm a bit rusty on it, but I have been good on it in the past. Now back to the lesson. We're going to start off with a ramp. I'm going to place a floor, and then we're going to edit a single tile on the floor, and we're just going to repeat this constantly. This way we can get used to doing a single edit and get used to this, because it's going to implement your building, which you should be quite comfortable by now, and it's going to add the editing aspect of the game into your building. I want beginners to understand that when you're building a box, once you're in a box, try to always have a cone inside the box, okay? If you can, place a cone on the roof as well, where you're able to place a floor cone on both above and below. With this is how you can get started in box fighting. Now with this, if you see someone on your wall, I highly recommend the first thing you do whilst learning to edit is being able to either edit your cone, so it's the front 2 tiles in front of you. That way it protects you more if you feel like you're being pressured and you can't take this fight. However, if you feel like you're not being pressured enough, you can start the edit on the wall and do this top right edit. It's the best edit. It's called a peanut butter edit or God edit, whatever people want to call it, top right corner edit. It's a great edit. All you have to do, stand on this left side of the wall. All you have to do is once you edit it, you want to be on this left side of the wall and you want to confirm it while standing on the left side. So that way, if a player is standing out here, right, all you have to do is jump. And see how my head only appears through this gap here for a split second? The opponent won't see much, and you're able to get a quick shot off on him if you get the timing right. Really good edit, and it's really good for getting damage in. Now, if you're being pressured like this on the defensive, I highly recommend getting used to doing a little edit, such as 4 or 3 of these tiles to run out the back. And if you're feeling a bit more advanced, you could edit out the side here like this and do some building stuff and shoot them. But this is more advanced, so for now, just get used to being able to edit out. And try not to edit a door, because if you edit a door, you're going to have to open the door and it slows you down. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.